makeup? Makeup after being awake for 18 to 22 hours?
The contestants that do their own makeup and the judges get makeup.
You saw the first season, yes. But sometimes we all agree, sometimes we disagree. It's a democratic process, and we have the opportunity as judges, and in between Tom and Padma and Gail and whoever is there, or myself, we debate and everybody makes his point. And at the end, I can tell you one thing is that the winner is really the winner, and it's about. It comes down to the quality of the food that was served that day, not the quality of the food that was served for 3 weeks in a row, or not about the personality of the contestant, not about if the contestant is good looking or bad looking, or if it's a girl or a guy. It's about their food. And I find, I'm sorry, it's the same for the, obviously, for the but the show is highly entertaining, as you know, but at the same time, they kept the credibility of the show very high because of the seriousness of the judging. And Tom is a big part of that. Tom really wants the judge to be fair and to judge solely on the food, that it's served the same day. Yes.
Speaking of Tom Colicchio, are you going to open up a bunch of restaurants, or do you have any plans to expand the empire?
The empire of who?
Eric Restaurant Empire.
I have 3 restaurants, one in Cayman Islands, one in Washington, D.C., and one in Philadelphia. And those 3 restaurants are located in Ritz-Carlton Hotel. The one in Cayman Islands being Le Bernardin by the beach, and then Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia being American Bistro concept. And what I like about my interaction with the Ritz-Carlton is that it's what we call technically a licensing agreement. Therefore, they use my name, I create the menu with my team, we provide the chef, we overlook the operation, they manage the operation. I send someone every month from the team, and myself, I go a few times a year to those places. But the big benefit of that is I can spend a lot of time at Le Bernardin, and it's what I want to do. So I'm looking for partnerships like that. And the only way it can work in a partnership of that format if you have a very good operator or someone committed to deliver quality. And Ritz-Carlton, I think, reflects that very well.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be very scary to have outposts and you're not sure how your name is
well, you need to have someone who's committed, and so someone who has a very big structure, and someone who's smart about managing the place. And then the benefit of it is that they have huge human resource departments, and if someone leaves, they have an immediate replacement. If I was managing the place and someone lives in Cayman Island and I live in Europe, as you can imagine, it's challenging for me to find the best person on the island to fill the position. But with their departments, it's easy. They have a lot of resource. More questions?
I heard that you recently got a tattoo.
It was not that recent, it was a year ago.
Okay.
And I was in New Orleans and I had a very good lunch with a lot of wine, and I woke up after the nap with a tattoo.
So what is the tattoo and what's the significance?
Exactly what it is here.
Does it have significance to you?
Yeah, fleur de lis to me represents what the lotus flower could represent as well, wisdom and enlightenment, because it's a flower that grows under the snow, and one day it just sees the sun and the flower blossom. Yes?
How often are you yourself able to cook at Le Bernardin? Are you able to do it?
To be in the kitchen or to
Yes.
cook at Le Bernardin?
To cook yourself.
Well, I'm at Le Bernardin most of the time.
Right.
And then in terms of cooking, during service time, I think my job is more to be the conductor of the team and to make sure that I have a good overview of the team and that everybody together cooks food exactly the way I would cook the food. Therefore, I'm not on the line cooking a dish. I'm not saying that I don't cook dishes sometimes or participate, but I really, during service time, I am really the expediter and the boss of that kitchen, of that team. We have about 40 cooks, and it's a very well-organized machine, and I just make sure that they duplicate exactly what's supposed to be duplicated.
Did you say 40?
40. With me, it's 41.
So you must be tasting all night.
We taste a lot. We taste a lot of food, and we taste food before the service, and we taste food during service. What we have done now for a year is that when sous chefs arrive, or before lunch and before dinner, what we do that we buy some cheap cheddar cheese. That is, the profile of the cheese is totally industrial, and it's very, it's very consistent. There's probably a lot of chemicals in it. However, it gives, when we test it, it gives a good indication if our palate is clean or not clean, because some days your palate is very sensitive to salt, some days your palate is numb. So the cheese gives us an indication. And then we all on the same page. And after that, we go to every station and test all the sauce and most of the preparations that are done.